Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The situation in Ukraine is not going very well for the Ukrainians in the past 2 days especially, just to be mild about it. I think the Ukrainian army is in disarray, especially now when pressure is put on Zaluzny to be ousted. And obviously some, as I said before, some military factions would disagree with that. Some of them probably would agree with that, so we're going to have probably a little insurrection, a real insurrection, and maybe a civil war. We'll find out. The sooner the war ends, the better, regardless of who gets it to end. So I have here 3 articles and 1 map to show you how many drones the Russians launched in the past day. If you are familiar with how these guys report the news, and they say, hey, a massive drone attack from the Russians last night, about 20 drones or 30 drones or 40 drones. Well, I have right now at least, I would say, at least 4 times the number of drones the Russians use, about 170 drones used, and I don't see any massive attack. Now, I have, as I said, 3 articles and a map. I also have the information from Kupiansk and then from the entire front where the Ukrainians are in a deep defensive mode. Now, what does that mean, you think? Deep, not shallow, deep. So let's start with the first article. They're all coming from the Ukrainian media outlets. So from Ukraine Forum, from today, the 4th of February 2024, Ukrainian armed forces destroy over 300 Russian and 170 unmanned aerial vehicles in Tavria direction over last day. 170 unmanned, UAVs. Soldiers of the Tavria Operational and Strategic Group of troops eliminated more than 300 Russian invaders and neutralized 170 enemy drones of various types in their area of responsibility. So this is in the front, the line of contact. So it's not the Ukrainian cities or anything like that. The commander of the Tavria Operational Strategic Group said this, tralala. He stated that Ukraine's defenders are steadfastly holding the line in this area and are conducting active operations in the designated areas. I looked over the Tavria front, and what I found in other articles, including Wikipedia, trying to see, okay, can you tell me where exactly it is? I found everywhere but Kherson, right here. So mentioned, I got Zaporozhye, Donetsk, even Kupiansk. So all these things I found. Now it's a ground force, and the guy in charge is a general. His name is, where is he? Right here, Oleksandr Tarnavsky. Right there. So let's move on. He stated that Ukraine's defenders are steadfastly holding the line in this area and are conducting active operations in a designated. Okay. According to the commander, the total daily losses of Russian troops in the Tauride direction amounted to 332 people and 24 pieces of military equipment, excluding drones. Thus, another invaders' tanks. Okay, this is a different story. We don't care about it. Russian troops in the operational area of the Tavria Operational and Strategic Group of troops conducted 41 engagements over the past day, firing 36 airstrikes, 1 missile strike, compared it with the Second World War. That's why and 695 artillery strikes. As reported, this is where things are very bad. Heavy fighting is taking place in all areas in the Kupiansk direction, with Russians continue to conduct high-intensity assault operations and constantly bringing in new reserves. They said about 40,000 people they have over there in Kupiansk. Kupiansk is right here in the north or east, however, north of the line of contact, east in Ukraine as a country. So this is Kupiansk. And when you hear Kupiansk Liman, is this line right here, because Liman, Krasny Liman is here. So in the big scheme of things, let me just show you as a map where that's located, right here. So Kupiansk Liman is right here. So he was talking about this area where the Russians seem to advance here, especially. They reached the little river here. That's also a development for the Russians, positive development for the Russians, negative for the Ukrainians. But they also started pushing in this area. They were not here before. So let's go to the next article from Ukrainska Pravda, which is from Saturday, the 3rd February 2024. This is just to give you an overlook of Kupiansk. Heavy fighting underway on Kupiansk front. Russians deploy reserves. Ukraine's ground forces commander, that is Syrsky, General Syrsky. He's the guy who Zelensky thought to, he's gonna, how do you call it, sugarcoat a little bit and sweet talk and have him depose Zaluzny, General Zaluzny. But he said, no, I passed that one. So Zelensky maybe tries now with this guy, with Taparavsky, whatever his name is, Alexander Tarnavsky. Taparavsky right there. Heavy fighting is raging in all areas of the Kupiansk front, with Russian forces engaging in high-intensity assault operations and deploying new reserves. Alexander Syrsky, commander of the Ukraine ground forces, on Telegram. The operational situation remains tense. Heavy fighting is taking place along the entire front. The enemy continues to mount high-intensity assault operations and persistently deploy new reserves. They have them. What about you, my friends? And we're going to go to the last article, which tells us about, I'm sorry, this is from CNN. I thought it was from another Ukrainian one, but they're the same nowadays because I'm guessing these guys own the Ukrainska Pravda and New Voice of Ukraine and Ukraine Forum. So this is 10 hours ago. Ukraine's soldiers in deep defense mode, as uncertainty lingers over commander-in-chief. That's General Zaluzny. As the president's office remained stum for another day over whether or not Ukraine's commander-in-chief was out of the job, one of the men tipped possibly to replace him gave a short but clear-eyed assessment of the situation facing soldiers on the front line. One of the men tipped possibly to replace him. Visiting troops near the town of Kupiansk in the Kharkiv region, Syrsky, that's this right here, wrote on his Telegram channel, the operation situation remains tense. Heavy fighting is taking place along. This is exactly what he said in the previous article. Syrsky made no reference to reports that President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to announce the dismissal of Army Chief Valery Zaluzny over disagreements over what Ukraine should do to win the war following the failure of the counter-offensive. But Syrsky did nod to the highly charged issue of troops' numbers and Russia's advantage in that area. When he wrote, the enemy continues to conduct high-intensity assault, I said already that one. Zelensky's reluctance to get behind Army Chief Zaluzny's request for a mobilization drive of up to 500,000 people made last December, it's seen as a key reason for the spike in tensions between them. No, you know what these guys are trying to do? So, Zaluzny is speaking as a professional. Zelensky is speaking as a weasel politician. A politician that, it's, I give you this, it's like the bazaar negotiator. This is politics, a bazaar. I give you this that I don't own, and you give me that that you don't own. Who owned all those things? Those idiots there, which is, okay? So Zaluzny said, man, according to my assessment as a professional, I think we need this, I think we need this, I think we need this. So he comes in, it's like you're at work and you have a group of people and they say, okay, guys, this is the goal. We need to achieve this goal. I want you, to, all of you, to go and come with a proposal. I don't know, meet in 2 days at 10 o'clock when I have a new meeting. And each of you from each department and your position come and put in front of me your proposal, how do you think you can help us together as a team achieve this goal? And you as a professional, you don't come with eeny, meeny, miny, mo. She's on a period, he broke his cock or something. No, you come with clear solutions and steps, right, to solve the problem. And this is Zaluzny right here. Comes with, and I am Zelensky, and look at it, and you can say, well, we can't do this. Well, as a professional, I'm dealing with this. This is what I tell you. I think based on my knowledge, my expertise, my experience, everything we need. Now, 500,000 people is not easy, like that. Not obviously. This is another problem that I want to get into, but I will discuss. So 500,000 people. So Zaluzny tells the politician that, and the politician is saying, well, just a second. This is what my professional says. He knows what he's talking about more than I do, because he's military. I'm the clown. So then I should, instead of work together and see how we can achieve this together, he says, no, how can I destroy these guys' popularity so I can be recognized by the people and maybe voted in a vote, in the election, somewhere, I don't know, in 10 years when I lift the martial law. Okay, so then he says, well, Zaluzny said he wants all of you guys to go, like 500,000, but I'm a good person, I'm a people person, therefore I fight him. So tries, I think, is just a political PR stunt here, where they say, well, we can't, because he shows compassion. But I don't think Ukrainians are at that point like these baboons here. Be kind, lie to me nicely, but be kind. No, those guys are still, like that. The problem with so that's what I think is going on over there. The thing with and eliminate competition. That's what it is for Zelensky. 500,000 people. This gives me another angle, which is this: if a country is attacked by some bad dudes, and you really, as a population, civilians, you realize, hey, those guys are attacking us. Those guys are going to take everything away. So you believe in the situation. You believe in your leaders, that they really want to defend you for the good of the nation, for the country. Then you would go and fight. You will volunteer. You will not wait to be grabbed from a bus, as I saw some videos, by these guys and get into the military. That means they don't want to fight. That's the problem. Because I read some articles saying, well, if I still have it somewhere, I wanted to make a video on, but I said maybe later. A politician or former politician, expert, analyst, whatever he said, or she said, no, you know who that was the former president. She was a president or prime minister of. She was a woman. She is a woman. She didn't change anything. I can't remember her name. Oksana, I think is her name, if I remember correct. The blonde, with the little things. Anyway, when she was not president. Where she between 2007 and 2011, I think it was. I think she was the president. She met Putin a few times. But anyway, president. She said she's out, and she said that if this mobilization of 500,000 people will be instituted, then you will have mass demonstration. You have civil unrest. Why would you have civil unrest? Let's say we are in a household here, we have a family, let's say we're about 20. Okay, extended family, let's say. And then we live here, and then you clearly see those guys attack you. Do you think that these guys will not say, well, if we don't defend ourselves, these guys are going to kill us? So do you think we're going to have a problem saying, all right, guys, let's fight those guys? You're going to have about, I don't know, 18 of them saying, no, I don't want to fight. But those guys are going to kill you. No. The same here. I think the Ukrainian society stopped buying the garbage. We are under attack, and we have defended ourselves because the Russians are bad. I think the big thing over there is maybe someone else from outside that are in charge of these guys, the Ukrainians, in charge of us, the real Ukrainians. Therefore, we don't want to fight for you. We don't want to fight for you. That's why they have a problem. Should we? 500,000 at the population of Ukraine that used to be about 43 million people. 43 million people. Right now, supposedly it's about 19 million in Ukraine. In Ukraine, 500,000 should not be a problem at all. No problem too. But the problem is they don't want to go. Why do you think you're going to have civil unrest in a country? They don't want to fight for you. I think that's the point. Not because they're cowards. Nah. I think they don't want to put their lives on the line for your message that comes from Al Capone and others. That's what I think it is. So it's a fight in between Zaluzny, Zelensky, First, it's a minimum one. I know, well, you want to get these guys to fight, they're gonna die. No, I don't want. I'm the human face of war, to humane face of war, if you can imagine that one. And you are just a guy who wants just to kill the Ukrainian, and I'm the Zelensky Stein, but I care for real Ukrainians because I'm big-hearted. Okay, so again, the situation is bad, and we'll see how this ends. As I said, this to start from two scenarios. Zaluzny is eliminated, either physically or like that, or not. That's two, right? It can be a third one, and then that is he's left to be in command. Now what happens to Zelensky? Zelensky either stays over there and gonna have two idiots, I mean, right? One left, one right, because if you're not united against a common enemy, they're idiot. You have to be either united or stop. Like this, you have infights, the enemy is waiting. So, or Zelensky is gonna just stay over there, or he's gonna just get out, and these guys are gonna replace him with someone a little bit more trustworthy. Who could that be in Ukraine? Who? Zaluzny. General Zaluzny has the biggest popularity. So probably they're gonna sideline Zelensky, but I don't know if he's gonna go without a fight. And probably they're gonna sideline Zelensky. Maybe Zaluzny is gonna arrest. Is gonna say, "I take power," but listen to the same guys. Or maybe I take power and I stop the whole thing, or I do it my way. All right, my friends, here it is. The situation is bad, and these guys launched what? 170 drones one day. Okay, this is a situation, I think, crucial. In the next, I would say, week. It should be an either or. It can't go. I mean, it can go like this, but it's idiotic, and eventually it's like a, something that it just grows. The explosion will be bigger if you let it grow. And I think it's even right now it's big. Let it for 1 week is gonna go much exponentially bigger. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.